Today, my topic, I'm going to talk about an issue that concerns millions of cricket lovers all around the world. It is BCCI's control over ICC destroying cricket. So first of all, we need to understand that how does the BCCI control ICC? So the BCCI is the highest revenue generator, as it generates 70% of the ICC's revenue. So the ICC fears that if BCCI stops giving ICC this income that they generate, it will become a challenge for the ICC to run cricket, because if a significant share is taken, which ICC uses to host international leagues and run cricket, it will become a challenge for the survival of cricket. So that's why BCCI controls ICC. Another factor that influences BCCI's control on the ICC is the IPL. The IPL is the Indian Premier League, which is the world's largest cricket league, and the international players from all around the world depend on this league to earn money, because it spans around 1 or 2 months. So if the international players are depending on this, the BCCI can stop them from saying anything against BCCI, because if suppose they say anything against the BCCI might cancel their contracts. So it will hurt them financially. So the players are muted by the BCCI because they want IPS contracts. So this further strengthens BCCI's control over the entire cricket and its players and the entire league. Also, another factor that influences BCCI's power is that the Indian officials in the ICC. Because if there are many Indian officials in the ICC, they will want to do decisions which are better for India rather than cricket. And so there are many Indian officials in ICC which influence BCCI decisions even more for ICC. And there can be chairmen, key officials, and a very important example is Jay Shah, the current chairman of the ICC. So he is extremely biased. He does decisions better for BCCI, not better for cricket, and his double standards are exposed. A big example is that he gave neutral venue for India in the Champions Trophy 2025, but for Bangladesh in the 2026 T20 World Cup, which is happening currently in India and Sri Lanka, he refused to give Bangladesh a neutral venue, which is the right of every cricket board that they can get a neutral venue where they want to play. So this shows the double standards and the BCCI's power over ICC. Another factor is that broadcasting rights control. So the Indian broadcasters pay a large amount of money to the ICC for getting the ICC's media rights to show matches on their channels and all. So if there are Indian broadcasters in the ICC, it would mean that the BCCI and the broadcasters can be aligned and together, and they can have the control over the scheduling of the ICC events, because they will do what is better for India and what suits the Indian people with the time of the tournament that suits them. They'll not care if it's any other part of the country is being disturbed or not. So this gives BCCI control over the scheduling of international tournaments. Another factor is that which BCCI's control over ICC shows is that the setting rules in the ICC committees. So there are many BCCI representatives that hold key position in the ICC committees. For example, the finance, media, or any other thing. So when the ICC committees meetings are held, in those meetings they have to decide the rules and the policies of cricket. So if they would be filled with an Indian domination, the rules and policies would be according to what the BCCI wants. So they would do what is better for India rather than what's better for the international cricket. So this further strengthens BCCI's control over cricket. So now I'm going to give you some of the examples of the BCCI's control which is damaging cricket and controlling ICC. So the international cricket calendars are adjusted for the IPL, because the IPL is a 1 or 2 month league, so adjusting calendars is not something very easy to do. So the ICC wants that there is no international cricket in these 2 months and the IPL is smoothly conducted. So why does the ICC want no cricket, international cricket in the time of the IPL? because the BCCI doesn't want cricket during the IPL, because the BCCI wants the IPL to be conducted smoothly as per schedule, then no player should pull out for national duty to play for their international teams. They should play for their franchises instead of the national duty. This is what the BCCI wants. So this is the reason why international cricket is adjusted for IPL, and this is shows that this is double standards, because there is no league in the world, whether it's the PSL, BPL, or it's the BBL, or any country's league, New Zealand, South Africa, England, anything. It's only adjusted, international cricket calendar is only adjusted for the IPL. So this shows that ICC double standards are being exposed, and they are benefiting one league. They don't, they're just changing the entire calendar for one league. So they show double standards. And another example of BCCI's control is the time of the matches, which only suits India. So, for example, if a cricket or ICC event is being hosted in Sri Lanka or any country, but the time of the matches over there are not suiting Indian condition, like it might be early morning or late night in India. So, if there is a time issue, it will mean that the large audience will be deducted. So the hosting rights might be cancelled from the country that is hosting the tournament, because their time will be 7 p.m. which will suit their conditions, but it will not suit the time for the Indians. So even the hosting rights can be cancelled for the country just because of the time not suiting India. So this is especially done for the Indians, so this shows double standards. Another big example of the BCCI's total control is that the largest revenue share is given to the BCCI. So the revenue was increased in 2014 according to the big three plan for BCCI. It was when BCCI's total revenue was increased, so it was especially done for the Indians, so that their total revenue can be increased and they can spend on anything they want. So it shows that real control, that who has the control. If a whole structure is being restructured for one country, it really shows the ICC is just facilitating one country and limiting the opportunities of growth for the other smaller countries. Because due to this, the small countries, their growth opportunities are limited, because now they are getting a smaller share in the total revenue. So now they cannot spend freely on their infrastructure, on their players, and they can't improve their cricket, and they cannot make good stadiums. However, due to this increase of the total share, the BCCI can spend it on their infrastructure, they can improve their stadiums, they can invest on players and improve their overall cricket. So if it's not available for the other, but it is being done for India, it shows the BCCI has the real control over cricket. Another example is the BCCI has the power to schedule the tours, because small countries like West Indies, Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, they get a lot of money by hosting India. So if they get money from India coming to their country, it means India can have a power over the schedule, over the time, when and where to play tours. It shows, it means that the BCCI can control schedules and tours. So this is further limiting the ICC's importance and giving more control to BCCI. So it's just finishing the role of ICC, which is to conduct cricket. So it is very sad for cricket. And the neutral venue for India, but not for Bangladesh. So the Bangladesh, before 2 months before the IPL, before the World Cup, there was an IPL auction in which Mustafizur Rahman, a Bangladeshi player, was purchased by the IPL franchise called KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders. So after they purchased this player, there was extreme pressure from the Indian people, and the KKR faced extreme backlash, including their owner Shah Rukh Khan. He was called a traitor in India. I mean, he has so much services for the India, and he has done good things for India. And he was also called a traitor. And the extremist groups in India, the extremist Hindus, they started giving live threats to this system, to Shah Rukh Khan, to Mustafizur Rahman, and to the entire Bangladeshi people. They showed that they don't want Bangladeshi players in India. So due to this, the Bangladesh demanded that they want a neutral venue for the T20 World Cup. So the Bangladesh demand was very reasonable because they are facing live threats to their players if they travel to India. So I mean, their demand is very reasonable. But however, India was given a neutral venue in 2025 for the Champions Trophy. It's very surprising to see that Bangladesh wants a neutral venue, but they are not even given. And India, however, they are given a neutral venue Champions Trophy to 2025. And when Bangladesh wanted their neutral venue, it was a voting had in all the members or all the boards, all the cricket boards. So it was a 14-2 voting in which, except Pakistan and Bangladesh, all the countries voted and Bangladesh should not get a neutral venue. However, there was no such meeting of the cricket boards for the Champions Trophy 2025 whether to give India neutral venues or not. So this again shows the double standards of ICC and shows that they are facilitating BCCI and these services that they are giving to BCCI are not available for any other board. This shows clear double standards. So this shows that financial benefit is being put over fairness by the ICC again. So a very important question here is that how to stop this control of the BCCI. So first of all, I think the board should unite against the BCCI's dominance, and I'm afraid that so far no one is uniting against the BCCI because when Bangladesh wanted a neutral venue, 14-2 voting was done so that to not give Bangladesh a neutral venue. Only Pakistan and Bangladesh voted for a neutral venue for Bangladesh. So it means that the 14 boards are surrendering to the dominance of BCCI and they're not caring about the betterment of cricket, and they're not voting for the right of Bangladesh Cricket Board. So I think it's very disappointment to see that the boards are not standing up. So I think the PCB's role is very important in this to stop this domination. Why is PCB's role very important to stop this domination? Because the PCB and the Pakistani players do not depend on IPL. Because Pakistani players are banned from the IPL and the IPL players, Indian players are banned from playing in the Pakistani Super League. So if the Pakistani players don't have to play in IPL and earn money from there, which means they are not dependent on them. Unlike the other cricketers from around the world who are dependent on IPL contracts and cannot say anything against BCCI because it can cancel their contracts. So I think this is the very big reason that Pakistan is very important in stopping this domination. And we also have our own PSL, so which can facilitate our players by giving them good money which they can use. So they don't need to rely on any other board and don't need to be quiet on this significant issue, which is the BCCI domination of cricket. Another reason why Pakistan holds significant power, I say, and it can influence BCCI's control is because it had the Pakistan versus India game, which has a large amount of viewership from around the world. Because if Pakistan imagine boycott from this game, it would affect massively the large amount of BCCI's total revenue generated, because this game single-handedly contributes significantly to the total amount the ICC generates. So I think Pakistan should boycott India games unless some demands are accepted by the ICC and the BCCI. Number one, the revenue sharing model should be reformed because it just gives advantage to the BCCI, and it's a significant portion is being given to the Indian board, and BCCI and the other countries are being left out. They are given a very limited share in the total share, and this is bad for the growth of cricket. So Pakistan can boycott this game so that this demand is accepted. Second, the scheduling policy should be equal. For example, if India gets a neutral venue, then any other cricket board should be given a neutral venue if their demand is reasonable. For example, India was given in 2025 Champions Trophy, they were given a neutral venue. So the BCCI should, the Bangladeshi cricket board should also be given a neutral venue for T20 World Cup 2026, and the demand was also reasonable. So I think this is what Pakistan should demand from the ICC, and if they accept it, only then we should play a match against India. And Pakistan should also put another demand, which is that the ICC should develop more markets around the world. For example, Africa, Europe, USA, so that the cricket becomes a more of a global sport and it grows. Because if the ICC is totally dependent on one cricket board, it would increase India's control and BCCI control and limit the other countries' control. So I think they should develop new markets. It would decrease the influence of the BCCI. This is for Pakistan. These are three demands that Pakistan should put up in front of the ICC, and only if they're accepted, then Pakistan should play a match against India. So now Pakistan has 2 points. Pakistan has two decisions in front of them. Either they surrender in front of the BCCI domination, or they fight against the domination of BCCI. And I believe that Pakistani cricket board is a massive cricket board, and it has the power to fight the BCCI's domination by the big viewership that it has from the Pakistan vs India match, and the amount of what they offer to the ICC is large. So, and when a massive cricket board like the Pakistani cricket board fights till the end, it will have consequences far beyond this T20 World Cup, because it will affect your future bilateral series, it will affect your future World Cups, T20 World Cups, ODI World Cups, World Test Championship, and it will have a long-lasting impact on the entire ICC. So I think Pakistan should fight against this domination of the BCCI. So I would like to end my speech by saying that the fair governance leads to the growth of cricket. And the millions of cricket fans would love to have a strong West Indies, strong Sri Lanka, strong Zimbabwe, strong Bangladesh, strong USA, and this will only be possible from the fair governance by the ICC. So, and this will increase the competition in cricket, and this will decrease BCCI's domination over cricket. Thank you.